Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how I made this card. It's very simple. This is a Halloween card, but it can easily be adapted to any occasion that you want to do a card for. I will go through the materials that I used, but you can find the dimensions of the cut paper on the comment section down below. Alright, for this card I need a standard card base, which is cut to 8.5 by 5.5. I need a white panel, which is cut to 4 inches by 5.25 inches. A black panel, which is cut to 1 inch by 5 inches. 3 strips, which are cut to 1 inch by 5. I have a gray, a black, and an orange pattern. A white panel, which is cut to 3 by 5, and 2 white strips, which is cut by 1.25 to 4.25. Alright, I will also be using the stress markers. I have black soot, dried marigold, carved pumpkin, spiced marmalade, and pine needles. I will also be using some basic thread. Any color will do, but I have gold here. I will be using distress ink, pumice stone, with a dauber tool. You can use whichever one you have. I'm also going to use this border punch. This is a Martha Stewart border punch. I'm going to be using this. The ink I'm going to be using today is VersaFine Onyx Black. I'm also going to be using a 2.25 circle punch. This is an EK Success, I believe. And I am using a pumpkin stamp. You can use any stamp that you have. I'm using a pumpkin, and any Halloween sentiment. This says trick or treat. And of course, tape. I have my ATG gun here. Okay, let's just get started. The card base has been scored at 4.25. I split this part up because it's not necessary to go through everything one by one. First, I'm taking the strips and putting them in the right order and taping them and being careful to line them up evenly with the edge of the paper, and then keep a good space between them. And now I'm stamping the 2 pumpkins side by side. One will be the background where the stem shows, and the other I will fussy cut out and color it, and it will be raised up. I probably didn't need as many colors of orange that I used, but it gave it a little bit more depth. Be sure to align the pumpkin in the center of the punch. Flip the pumpkin over to make sure that I don't accidentally make straight marks on the front of the pumpkin. The black is to cover up any cutting mistakes that you made that would show the little white. And I realized there's a little bit too much white, so I'm cutting it off. and fixing it. Be sure to align the paper with the edge of the punch so that you get a straight cut. And on the other side, line the punched out area with the picture to be sure that you're cutting it properly. And I realized that I didn't carry it over enough, and I decided just to cut it with my scissors. It doesn't show on the prototype, but I decided to use the blending tool to darken the edges to make it stand out from the white a little bit more. I didn't have the gray that I wanted, so I made some with the white panel and my pumice stone. You can do this with any color. Be sure you stamp your sentiment to the right so to allow room for the circle, but not so far that you can't cut the banner edge. It's easier to cut a banner if you cut in the center, cut the first diagonal, then flip it over and cut to meet the first cut. And now just assemble the pieces. I didn't want the gray to stick out on the other side of the circle, so I trimmed it back. Now I'm moving it left and right because I'm not really sure where I want to line it up. That's why it took so long trying to place it. In the end, the banner sticks out a little bit more than I liked, but you find these things out as you go. And that's the card. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave me a comment below. Thanks.